Yeah, 20k worth of equipment, yeah. That the adapter gets taken. You owe me. On your photos, you're right. Alright, you're right.
It hits it, your ears don't get cold. Oh, did it?
You ready? Or good to start? Like, what do you mean start? I'm not doing anything today. I'm the FE today, boys. It's so good. I mean, they must have not folded. It's just like, you just tell them, hey, he's usually good to start. What do you need me to do?
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Hello. 1, 2, 3. Hello. 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Larissa Reserve for this round 17 clash between the North Sunshine Eagles and Melbourne Srbija. Of course, home of the North Sunshine Eagles. Saturday the 13th of June. Yeah, and the rain's just started to kick off, but two sides that sit very similar in the league table. Of course, North Sunshine Eagles do sit second last with 4 wins and 2 draws to their name this season. Melbourne Srbija, 6 wins and 2 draws. My name's Ross Papadakis. I'm joined today by Alex Stojanovski. Alex, what are you expecting from today?
Hey Ross, and thanks for having me. And exciting afternoon. I mean, minus the cloudy weather, I'm sure we'll get a beautiful game of football here today. My expectation is it'll be a feisty one. I do think that both sides, knowing what is at stake for both sets of the season. So obviously we know North Sunshine struggling towards the bottom in that red zone, in the relegation red zone. They need to win today at home. Expected to really put in a good display for the home set fans here. Melbourne Srbija are there, they're building their season forward. They are only 2 sets of games away from that top 6. A win today, and depending on other results, could really be within 1. So yeah, I do think it will be a close one, Rossi, and we'll see what happens, I suppose.
Of course, they do have that game in hand on all the teams above them. The game in hand against North Geelong Warriors last week postponed. That will be played, of course, at a later date. We'll go through the lineups for you this evening. For the home side, North Sunshine Eagles, it's in between the sticks is Rory Bryan, followed by Aidan Olds, Shifa Ahmed, Khan Elibol, Obi Eze, Nicholas Epifano, the captain for today, Hayden Tennant, Adam Adovic, Kim Min Chan, Mo El Hawley, and Julian Barras. And Alex, I'll get you to go over the Melbourne Srbija lineup for us as well.
Yeah, for Melbourne Srbija, goals, Jared Hill, number 2, Colby Carter, number 4, Jackson, number 7, Ryan Brown, number 8, Owen Shepherd, number 9, William Trippenoff, number 11, Marcus Lunch, number 19, Yuso, number 29, Aaron Krasinski, number 24, Milano Farrow, and number 66, Connor.
Of course, it was underway now here at Larissa Reserve. Last time these two faced each other, it was a 3-2 win to Srbija, and there's the man on the bench today, Emilio Rossi, with a brace that day. as gets brought out of the back already by Ito, and then dispossessed it is by Shifa Ahmed, and all the way through now to play out down the line. Over to Rory Bryan in between the sticks. Of course, a lot of this team played against Brunswick City in that game that decided who went up, of course, from VPL 2, VPL 1 rather, but it was, of course, again, it got sent to extra time, and Brunswick City did win that game. A lot of this team is in this side today, of course, Rory Bryan, Nick Epifano, to name a few. Back the other way now, and long ball to Epifano, who feeds it all the way through to Ito. The long ball down the line, finds Ryan Brown, dispossessed once again. Bit of a physical tussle there, and it will be a free kick for North Sunshine. Very physical battle already in this game.
Yeah, it will be, as we expect it to be. Both sides know exactly how much it means to play for each other's badges as well. The meaning behind it all. I'm sure the community understands the rivalry as well for this one. It's a big one, so we do expect those challenges to fly in. And on top of that, you mentioned briefly, I suppose, the coach today, Melbourne Srbija, Popovic, it's 100th game today in charge, so they'll have the presentation obviously not today, but when they're back at home next week. But we'll see how he goes on about that one, because I'm sure he want to get his 100th with a W.
Of course, he was also in charge in that Cup 1 of Melbourne Srbija a couple of years ago when they made the round of 16, losing out to Hume City. Of course, North Sunshine Eagles, we know, are in the national rounds for the first time in their history. Now that you commentate that game that sent them through. So, great scenes there against Avondale. But what a moment that is for that football club. As we'll get underway with the throw for this Serbia. Over the top, feed by the edge of the box and through to Rory Bryan's arms. Of course, just that emotion on that day for North Sunshine. And it was confirmed for them. That would have been a great occasion. Sent all the way through to Shifa Ahmed. Now for another throw this time. Connolly's. Another one that played in that game. That Cup 1 against, of course, Melbourne Jets and Hume City. Really struggled to find a home as well, Melbourne Srbija, over the years. Residing now, of course, at Kevin Bartlett. Spend some time in the Cup there at home of the Matildas.
No, Jackson, nothing.
Here he is now, Lease. Finds Owen Shepherd in the middle. Through to Dovic. Down the line, and then out for another throw by Khan Elibol. Centre referee today, Adam Dunbar. Sent down the line, headed far by Demanche. Once again, and it will be...
Give it to him!
Tennant and the ball back over to Serbia. Lees, back to Ito. Driven ball through. Headed on away by the North Sunshine back line, and it will be another free kick. This time, it's Melbourne Srbija.
Away there by Adamovic. It's a little bit late on that one. High on the foot. There's some games also in VPL 1 across the afternoon. We have Western United kicked off at 2 o'clock against Port Melbourne. That was still locked at 0-0. That just started the second half there. Nate Warren actually getting the opener against the Manning United Blues. So I wonder where Nate Warren can make it very tough.
Obi, stay alert, Obi!
Keep in touch with the Nate Warren boys.
Alright, I'm back. I'm giving great comment.
Those results would mean, as things stand, North Sunshine would be 4 points from safety. Some to be a Serbia free kick over the top, headed on by Ito across the face, and feed once again by Ahmed. Here's Epifano now. Feed once again. Here's Lease. Tennant brings it out of defence. Knocks it down. Headed away by Lease once again. Of course, on the other side of the table, it's Northwood City leading the league and Melbourne Knights following very closely behind. As well. Played last night. They beat Melbourne Knights 1-0, so very close up to the top half of that table. Very historic clubs as well in the scheme of Victorian football, so it'd be great to see them back up in the top flight. Sent all the way through to Chief Ahmed, who doesn't quite get there, and sent all the way down to Lease now, back to Ito. Lease. Long ball. Headed away. Back to Epifano. Over the top is midfielder there. Knocks it out for a long throw. I think it's going to be pretty close now. Looks like it. Stop and back. Lead the whole game. Knocked off the ball there. Owen Shepherd does find Delano Farrow out wide to Demanche, crossed in and cleared once again by Tennant. Out to El Hawley. There's Epifano now. Back to Tennant. Centre back in Hayden Olds. Over to David. Patient footballer out there for the Eagles. Long ball. Over the top, but cleared once again by Nesovsky, of course, former Preston Lions player as well. To the left-hand side now as we pick up for a cross, but slotted through, taken down, but play on is the call. Here's Ahmed over to El Hawley, tossed in, cleared by Ito, turns by Delano Farrow, back the other way to Manchi. There's a chance for Sunshine Eagles, and it's wide of the far post.
It's just starting to build here on Sunshine to try and get on the front foot. There's a nice little shot that just whistled past the post that time around. But as you can see, Sunshine changes. You can see Shivaman sitting out on the right hand side, and the bolt in the middle. Tari on the bench today. Floating that strike position. Melbourne Srbija looking to release and go forward. Going to play its part in this game. Managed to kick that one in. That shot was blocked. Shepherd was coming in unmarked. All the block. So Sunshine just looked to clear. Epifano. Before a slip down the line, Elabol was his target. Was unable to get into that one and happily over the line. Serbia looking to set up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. See, go wide, trying to penetrate down the wings. Down towards Shepherd, who will be the danger man, of course, today for Melbourne Srbija.
Yes, of course, he's got a couple of goals to his name this season. Owen Shepherd, as goes back the other way, of course, just the 2 goals. Come from Magic, of course, last season. Just 10 minutes into this game now. Rain thankfully just about held off, but I expect it will kick off quite a little bit. Of course, also quite a few players on the bench for either this season as well, as mentioned. Ahmed knocks it into the middle. Sliding challenge, but dispossessed is Ahmed. Back to Fano. Over to El Hawley now. And it's Ahmed again. Goes wide to El Hawley. The cross in, headed away by Ito. Down to Dovic. Down the line once again to him. And he's taken down, but all ball, says Adam Babcock, and it will be a goal kick again. It's going to be a nice little battle on that right-hand side, I think, all game.
Played early in the season. Ross in the game at that time finished 3 goals to 2. Melbourne Srbia's way. Surely this afternoon we'll see plenty of goals.
I hope so. Weather doesn't make a big change. Of course, that was very early in the season, so different type of weather. But Kevin Butler was a bit of an interesting pitch to play out as well. So, of course, it's nice facilities here at Larissa Reserve. We'll see how much that works in North Sunshine's favour. Of course, they do need the 3 points today as well. So, let's see how they go. Of course, you would assume they don't play here for the Australia Cup either. But we'll wait for confirmation on those details when the draw is out. Of course, waiting for some final teams to qualify. And then the big news will be handed to North Sunshine Eagles as the through ball sent all the way through. Picked up by Mel Hawley. And back now. Julian Kasser. Ball now, headed on by Demanche. Headed on once again. Here is Aiden Olds. And ball with Ellie Ball chasing. Back to the goalkeeper. Jared Hill. Of course, the Ellie Ball family, quite well known figures around this football club, of course. Berhan Ellie Ball made his way over to Turkish leagues, of course, in the second division currently. His brother's, of course, here. Through ball sent to Udaru now. Hit again by Hill. His Furrow. Galanchi. Over to Winger and back by Pafano. Both teams playing very patient football, but it's pretty much all been North Sunshine's last little 5-minute pocket, and Barras goes down the line, finds Lease, turn and pushed out by Sheikh Ahmed.
Box throw. Barras free-handed to win there. Win it back, asking for the high foot, not give it Olds. Picks that one up with a bit of space.
Watch inside, corner, watch inside.
A little bit of space to find the ball down the line. Barras forward for the cross. That one's whipped in quite dangerously. Ahmed's got a bit of space. Ahmed! And a good save there. Good corner. Pressure starting to build.
That was a great save there by, of course, goalkeeper Jared Hill. Corner now for the home side. Of course, in the red. Melbourne Srbija in the white, heading to the left of your screen. First, it's a corner. Ariel Hawley. The ball sets in. Here, near post, and over the top of Mika Pafano. Picked up. Back to Kim. Farrow now. And back the other way is Ellie Bolt. Over to Ahmed. Still Ahmed with a chance to strike along the floor, but is dispossessed, but he gets the ball back now. Looks up for the box. Goes backwards to Pafano. Over again. Chance for a cross. Headed away by Ito. Headed on again. Back to Banshee. Out by Barras, who's to get a throw in for himself. Barras turning his early ball, but back out for another throw this time again.
Corner, careful, corner! Just call him back. It's ball side right.
Julian Barras to take this one. Just up. Finds early ball. Move across and get out for a corner this time, and another opportunity for North Sunshine.
Ball just his man off. Trying to put him across in that 6-yard box where it's always going to be dangerous when you have plenty of players just in and around that area. Really, it is possible. Corner here delivered again by Al Hooley down near side. Comes in, head up. There's one by Eze. Claimed well by Hill. Needs to be sure of that one. Chance for Melbourne Srbija to try to spring out of this stranglehold at the moment. It's been North Sunshine has controlled possession, as mentioned in the last 5 minutes, Ross. And now, going to look for a response here. This could be the moment they go forward. But again, Barras just too good on that occasion. Rain starting to pick up a little bit, so ball will start zipping around. Players will have the opportunity to slide those balls through.
Back now by Epifano. He will look up and go himself around the first. Strike from range and into the arms of Hill in between the sticks. And Fano nearly got himself on the score sheet.
Okay. You saw that. That can happen, so be ready for that.
In this side, quite a illustrious Victorian football player as well.
Corner. Yes. With it.
Down by Dovic. Through to Elibol, but Ito now with the chance to drive all the way to El Hawley. Over to Adovic. Here's Bennett. It's Old rather. Goes to
Shuffle, run, come on.
Bennett this time.
Boy.
Down the line to Ahmed and taken down is Ahmed and out for another throw. And they've been dangerous from these spots as well. The long throws in. Of course, the results, as mentioned before, was a 1-0 lead so far with Langwarrin and Western United and Port Melbourne still near drawing in the 60th minute over there. Ball sent down the line. He's and taken down, and a free kick it will be for Barras. Of course, missed last week's game as well, Barras, but back in the squad today, and it will be Epifano taking this one. Epifano. Very dangerous spot for this free kick as well. Good support's just started as well here at Larissa Reserve. Epifano. Free kick come in, headed on and cleared, but back the other way is strike from rain by Ahmed and out wide once again, and very ambitious.
We've seen ambitious attempts come off here at Larissa Reserve. It was Julia Barras who did something remarkable. Players in there, players are capable, especially it's gone towards that North Sunshine way, so it's going to be a challenge for Hill to judge those ones. So you push that one forward, see the ball just going back towards Melbourne Srbija goal. Shifa Ahmed through centrals, Cleared out, now picked up by Donachi, goes wide, Shepherd was his man, and Barras with a beautiful sliding challenge. Play goes on, Ahmed trying to give away the free kick. Paid by referee, Barras as well to win the throw. Challenge needed to be made on Shepherd, who was really eyeing himself towards that touchline and potentially even going towards goal.
Through to Brian. He's old. Just slowly send the ball over to Eze. It's now to David. It's to Tennant. Changing down the right hand side, but opts to go towards the middle. David. Kim. Back over now. All the way through to Wally now. Finds Barras. Through to Ahmed. Back to Bass again. Miscommunication there, but it will be a North Sunshine throw. Through to Ellibon. Through to Hawley. Over to Olds now. Finds Kim. That's Jose there. Dovic and tries to find Ellibon through, but Hill gets down and picks someone up. Just about 20th minute here as well at Larissa Reserve. Dovic. His Bolt's now driving. Finds his wing up. Player once again. He cut back his Tennant. Olds. Stefano. Chipped over the top. Down to Eze. Cleared. It is by Kaczynski. Over the top again by Tennant. Hawley taken down is Schaefer Ahmed. Back to Lease. And he's still up, but play on is the call and no advantage. Free kick once again.
It's been a very tight, tense first 20. North Sunshine, Melbourne Srbija. You feel like North Sunshine have tried to play their way through, break those opportunities, a bit more shots, at least attempts on goal. Melbourne Srbija just struggling maybe to string a few passes together. Also, what have you made of those first 20 minutes from Melbourne Serbia's perspective?
When you get
Definitely a 12th man in the crowd for North Sunshine, so I think it's just feeling together the weather and the pitch. Of course, just through the ball sent to Eze was offside, but yeah, just those moments that North Sunshine really split the defence in half and didn't come into fruition for anything for either side, but the result for both teams. So very interesting to see how this game plays out. The one man North Sunshine are looking to is Carnelli Bowl with 7 goals to his name this season. Of course, Melbourne Srbija have just scored the 17 goals to their name this season as well in as many rounds. Down by Olds, down by Eddie Bolt. Through to Delano Farrow. Around the back is Shepherd. Down to Brian now. Centre back and saw the ball all the way through to Schaefer Ahmed. Down by Lees and shouts for a free kick, but he still got it.
Focus on his bad touch. On him. Wait. So, closer. That was good, yeah? That was good, yeah?
Climbing up the ranks.
Bad touch, feeling. Hold. Good. Step one.
Now. Backwards. Hawley.
He's yours now, he goes. He's yours.
Hawley again. Glass and Ahmed. Fano out wide to Eze.
In front of you, Ahmed. 24.
Eze will
24,
get
Ahmed.
down and around and cross and out for a corner now this time. Again, another opportunity for the Sunshine Eagles.
Just working the ball real well there, North Sunshine. Furrow. Just a misplaced touch, which really opened up the door for North Sunshine to get another opportunity from the corner. Now's the likes of Tennant and Olds to really get up in there, find a header, fall down to Adovic, who goes down. He goes on though. Serbia looking to Springboks forward. And Farrow. Although some other players and Shepherd starting to make their way forward. Farrow goes for an amazing run in that challenge. Eze just looking over his shoulder to the referee. Maybe asking for a yellow card.
Yeah, it's a very late challenge, I think. Potentially done. Serbia already there with the attack. Ball now. Barras with the cross. And getting into the arms of Hill. And sorry if you haven't been able to hear us at times during this game as well. It's a very loud supporter base that's really dominating that side of the pitch. Mostly not Sunshine. It's quite a good turnout though of Melbourne Srbija support, but here in the northwestern suburbs. Sent long to Ali Bowl. Still Ali Bowl, who is taken down once again, but continues his play. And it will be an issue now. There's a player on the floor.
Looks like Dimanchi, who's just holding his head there. Ross must have just picked up a little knock in that little challenge between, looked like Alabol potentially that was up there. Pretty sure was no malice intended, of course, but play the right decision by the referee just to halt that and just making sure everything's okay.
Of course, it was Marcus Dimanchi, of course, former Melbourne City youth player. Spent some time with the Mauritius national team as well. Just the 2 caps to his name, alongside Cooper Grant, who, of course, plays for Port Melbourne Sharks. And on by Olds. Headed down. And then around is Al Hawley. Shouts for a handball, but it would be Tennant who knocks the ball along to Eze. And then out once again off. I thought that was off the boot of Aaron Bozensky, but it will be his throw regardless. And it's back now. Check for some results around the grounds as well. It's still Sunshine with a strike along the floor by Epifano, and very ambitious effort once again.
And it's again Melbourne Srbija. Just feel like they're heading back a little bit. And they're struggling to get out of their half, and there's been times where Delano Farrows just pick up the ball and try to a couple mazy runs forward. But you'd like to see the likes of Owen Shepherd and even Ryan Brown get more involved. The more involved they are, the more creation of chances I'm sure will be on the bound for Melbourne Srbija. Is that again a bit of back and forth? Adavic able to control that. Goes back to Olds. Just assessing his options. Cool customer that time. Giving it away. Archie. Happy to go back. Ito. All the way back again to Hill. Just Hill. Tight stranglehold. Having to force passes back and then send the long ball forward. That this time works, but Farrow's pass on the first attempt was no good. Great challenge. It still works out for Melbourne Srbija. As Tennant just drifting back in position. Barras doesn't give the foul away, but the corner will be won. Colby Parton there. Got in position. Put his body on the line. And actually hasn't won a corner. Looked like it taking a touch back off Parton there. It'll be a goal kick.
And that's sent all the way through by Brian out for another North Sunshine throw. Of course, Delano Farrow with most of the control over the Melbourne Srbija attack, but managed to split the defence a couple of times as Ito goes long to Pafano, and here's Serbia now with a long ball who finds the winger, crosses the ball in, but diving in is Tennant and out for another corner this time. And a run made by Colby Parton, of course. Of course, their top goal scorer this season as well. Emidio Rossi does sit on the bench for Melbourne Srbija. Just 4 goals for his name this year. Of course, 2 to the in that game, in that return leg against North Sunshine. But corner now for Melbourne Srbija. It's along the floor, cleared and out of danger, but is Brzezinski now, who sends the ball over the top, cleared by El Hawley, and here's Shifa Ahmed by himself up the top, but headed on by Brzezinski, down by Eze, through to Nosovski. Again, back the other way now for Melbourne Srbija. Send the ball all the way through to Shepherd, who's offside, and like a very good run through in behind, and he had numbers in the box for his options as well.
Take care of it.
Again, North Sunshine just finding a way to just to frustrate that Melbourne Srbija attack. It's not through winning the ball, it's just being smart with playing that higher line and catching those offsides. That time Shepherd just travelling a bit too far up the pitch before he made his run to receive that pass. And similar to last week's game where the Melbourne Knights came here, got the early lead, North Sunshine just fighting towards the end of the first half, getting that level line, and then you just sense this game has goals in it, especially from a North Sunshine perspective. They've created these attempts on goal. They just need to see some more conviction from Melbourne Srbija, just to, at least from an attacking perspective. They're defending well. One throw. One falls to feet. Barras, who gets back into position. The ball just up and under again. Head after head. Carnella Bowl that time wins it. Colby Parton looking for a decisive pass through the middle. That one shanked by Connolly's. Struggling just to deal with the wet weather here. That one sent across field. Brown Goes for strides. Trying to get past Min Chen Kim. To this occasion. Shevsky sends it up and under forward. Did work out for the initial part. And again, the heavy touch just letting him down. Melbourne Srbija. They're getting the flick-ons. It's that necessary second phase where the heavy touch is just letting him down and they're just unable to break through. Tennant that time, cutting that one off.
Yeah, I think defensively they've been pretty well. North Sunshine Eagles, of course, just about hitting the 35th minute mark here at Marissa Reserve. Still 1-0 to Langwarrin 35 minutes into that game, and 80th minute, it's still 0-0 between Western United and Port Melbourne. Of course, as mentioned, that means North Sunshine would be 4 points from safety. The throw-in sent in, headed on, and Nisovsky with the head on that. Going over to Polinsky. Crossed in now, chance. Cleared once again by Olds. And another throw this time. Throw sent in. Cleared once again. Back the other way. Through to defenders all the way. And here's Ito. Slots the ball all the way through and on out. Off. Full back there and on Shepherd, but headed on by Adovic. Here's Shepherd once again. Got it down and will be another free kick for them. And head coach of North Sunshine Eagles there just asking questions about that decision. But Delano Farrow will take this free kick now.
I thought he had a valid point there. He was being backed into Adovic there, and he was just trying to get him completely off it. There was a bit of holding on both parts. A bit unlucky to give the free kick away, I thought, but good opportunity maybe here for Serbia to find a way through. That one has been sent all the way through to Rory Bryan, though. Hasn't had to do too much this afternoon thus far. I'm sure he's glad of that. As they look to counter-attack now, North Sunshine. Eze looks to come in field. Just a little ball across to Olds, who finds Adovic. Barras. Julian Barras down the line. Hawley looking to chase. Ito there to meet the ball and does well just to get that clearance. Taking a little touch off Mel Hawley. It'll be a throw-in for Melbourne Srbija.
Yeah, Takuma Ito's been a pretty solid rock at the back for this Melbourne Srbija side. Of course, the club's best in Ferris last season. Signed as well from Banyul Bull, so he's got a little bit of experience throughout this level. But of course, Banyul Bull's in State League 1, of course. And here we are now with Demanche is taken down, and a card will be shown. Shown to Noel Hawley. And another free kick now. And very late challenge. No complaints to that one either by the subs benches. But another chance now for Serbia by way of free kick.
Yeah, clear yellow there. No doubt about that one. Running across was Hawley and smart enough to win that free kick. Demanchi is just back up on his feet, ready to maybe get himself involved in this next phase of play for Melbourne Srbija. Haven't had a lot of it in this first half. And as we arrow down towards that last passage of the first half, this could be a good opportunity for Serbia. Melbourne Srbija side who've been starved much going forward in this first half. That was a direct shot, though, by Owen Shepherd. Bit ambitious, probably would say.
Yeah. I don't think the other one worked out, so we kind of had to try something a little bit different. But he's had 2 efforts now, and the third one goes in. We'll see. But then all the way through to Lees now. Over to Ito. Finds his partner in the back. Nikolski over to Parton. And back out again for a throw. Back to Nikolski. Here's Ito. Ball through to Reese. And here's Trifonov. Finds Parton. Out again by Walkman's in and picked up again by Rory Bryan. Pretty easy save once again for him. He's going to be the difference maker today, I think. He's going to keep North Sunshine in this game. But the other way now for North Sunshine.
Tennant now. Bit of space to go forward here. Ball into El Hawley. Just needs to be wary being on that yellow card. Maybe something to consider from the coaching staff in that second half. Madovic. Eze. Nice to drift in. Zabora Eze. El Hawley is being pressured by Parton and he almost gave it away. And again, luckily that time, won the ball. Just has to be wary again, as I mentioned, he was on a yellow. If he's not getting to that ball there, could potentially have been sent off. We do have a stoppage though. Worse for wear. That time, El Hawley just feeling the ankle in that challenge. Must have been a little bit of a heavy contact.
Yeah, come on.
Keep the physio on just to have a quick look. This opportunity for both sides just to set up and maybe players come across and get some instructions from both sets of managers.
Yeah, it's his fourth yellow card for the season. El Hawley as well, of course. Just about the halfway point of the year as well. So I'm pretty sure the count resets, thankfully for him, but very close to that magical number 5. So hopefully get the lead in the first half here and they can sit back a little bit. But not long left either in the first half here at Larissa Reserve. 42 minutes on the clock. It's about game over as well in that Western United versus Port Melbourne game, unless something can come from that. Of course, Port Melbourne do sit bottom of the league. But 0-0 there, and Langwarrin still lead going into the half against Manningham United 1-0. Of course, a couple other games on today as well. Northcote take on North Geelong Warriors, and Bulleen up against Melbourne Victory. So, two very important games there as well. Of course, Bulleen Lions can still book themselves a place in the national rounds of the Australia Cup as well. Of course, up against Brunswick U8. Northcote City, a win would put them 4 points clear, top of the league. Bulleen just in amongst the top 4 there. Of course, top 2 go up automatically as well, so see how that works out. Back the other way now is Eze. Still 10 men here. Backwards now is Epifano, and he's back on the pitch now is El Hawley, who crossed the ball in the ball's head and just shy of the far post, but he was offside. And looked like it was almost in off the head of Carnelli Bowl, but offside was the call. And fourth officials getting ready with added time here at Larissa Reserve.
Just mentioning those results, we'll see it, and interesting to say, Ross, it's like I like to say, the Chaos League for a reason, the VPL 1. You just don't know what to expect. Port Melbourne, of course, against the Western United, 0-0. You probably think based on current form, at least you'd go ahead and win that one, but even then, Langwarrin, it's just never easy to play when they're at home. That's what Manningham United is experiencing there. As here, on the other hand, it's a close battle. Both sides, as a late foul called. Tennant not happy about the treatment. Martin just making his point to the referee. We'll have a stoppage time 2 minutes of added time here.
I think on face value, a 0-0 draw here for North Sunshine. Not the worst result, but you look at that Western United result and elsewhere as well, the Langwarrin win. It's not ideal for you, but these boys aren't going to know that until they head into the change rooms at halftime or full time. But I guess on face value, 0-0 against Melbourne Srbija isn't the worst in the world. Of course, undefeated in their last 6 as well, Melbourne Srbija. So they do definitely have the form up against North Sunshine, but vibes are high around the club, I guess you could say, with the national stages of the Australia Cup on the horizon. It's great to see, of course, as well.
It also tells you, Rossi, how close this league is. You know, you go on a bit of an undefeated run, you can go toward that top 6, and if you go on a losing run, you're pretty much fighting for that bottom 3. So it's an interesting side, isn't it?
It is very interesting, of course. Top half of the table is not completely guaranteed, but the likes of course, Melbourne Knights, Brunswick Juve, Berlin Lions, Northcote City, any of those teams mentioned going up would be a delight to watch in the top division. As El Hawley now is through, sends it out to Eze on the floor, but cleared. Follow up now is sent wide, cross the ball in. Ellie Bowl taken down, but into the arms of Hill it is. And it's just not been Khan Ellie Bowl's day today. And back the other way now, and the rain's just started to really jump here, and that's half time now at Larissa Reserve. It's 0-0 between these two sides.
Yeah, it has been a tough first half for both sides. I think more or less Melbourne Srbija been on the back foot most parts in terms of controlling possession and chances of creating going forward being the test. North Sunshine have answered anything really on any parts. They themselves have had attempts, but good saves have had to be made from Hill. So 0-0 here at Larissa Reserve as the rain does decide to pick up a little bit. And we'll be back shortly, about 15 minutes time, so stay tuned. We'll see you shortly.
And we're back here for the second half at Larissa Reserve, home of the North Sunshine Eagles. It's 0-0 still here in round 17 of the VPL 1. And Ross Papadakis joins, of course, by Alex Stojanovski. And it's, of course, been a very close battle in the first half. Having a chat at halftime as well, and I think it's probably going to be a 1 or 2 goal game here at Larissa Reserve, but still all to play for.
There is a lot to play for. We went through it in the first half, the importance of both sides getting the points, and I think if it does end up being a share of spoils, you'd probably suit it more from a Melbourne Srbija perspective. You know, North Sunshine chasing to get out of that bottom 3, and a draw only the 1 point. It's not going to be enough when you look back at it, probably from an end of the season perspective. They need to get those wins, and they need to get them in a hurry.
Of course, there was confirmation as well. Western United did draw to Port Melbourne, and of course Langwarrin do still lead Manningham United. We'll keep you updated with that game throughout this game as well. Of course, 50th minute on the clock there. And North Sunshine heading to the left of your screen. No changes either by the looks of it for either side, but of course on the bench for North Sunshine is Levent Oxar, Ruben De Silva, Dion Muftari, Harrison McDonald, Hayden Cross and Ahmed Idiom. Melbourne Srbija have Cameron Davies, Thomas Lakic, Alexander Golakidis, Ben Devine, Emidio Rossi and Jack Camper. Of course, we are aware as well Coco's injured, should be back in a couple of weeks, we think.
Chavez, yeah, you're right. I did speak to him in the club rooms last week. He mentioned that he was they had the calf strain that he was dealing with from the previous week, which is why he didn't play against Melbourne Knights. As a chance just opened up here. Alabol comes across to Al Hawley. He's just having to be wary of not turning it over, which he did there. This is an opportunity here for Melbourne Srbija. Melbourne Srbija with a 2v2. Diamante's being tugged back, and no foul. And the clearance by there. Tennant. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's all right. It looked like a challenge, but unsure about decision making there. It's still Serbia's ball regardless. But yes, good to hear the news of Coco returning in the coming weeks. It's probably much needed for this North Sunshine side as well, but of course that was a pretty big part in their season last year. But here we are. As mentioned as well, Zlatko Popovic's 100th game at the helm of Melbourne Srbija, so of course played a key part in their promotions up the leagues as well as that cup run in 2024. And down the line now it is the cross into the box, and chance from El Hawley sends it over to Tennant, back to Adovic and out to Tennant once again, and here's Shifa Ahmed. Here's a chance for a cross by Ahmed, gets around the first and the second. He'll go in with Shifa Ahmed with the cross, taken down his Carnelli ball, but cleared once again. And the rain's just started to pick up once again here at Larissa Reserve, and still 0-0.
Yeah, you're right. It's picked up indeed, and something of which Melbourne Srbija have been trying to do this afternoon. There's a big challenge, lunging one there. And a foul has been called. It's the name of trying to stay dry in where we are, Ross, and probably another challenge which Melbourne Srbija looking to win back. With North Sunshine streaming through the far side. Shifa Ahmed goes low, direct, and it's fallen into the box, and Eze scores! We get the goal we were craving. Umbrellas are flying. North Sunshine lead.
There's a great finish there, Albie Eze, and great work down the line as well. And 1-0 to the home side, and look what it means to the fans, look what it means to the team as well. They know they need 3 points, and 1-0. It's a great finish along the floor as well.
Yep. just leaking where we are, and I'll tell you now, it's leaking goal for Melbourne Srbija defence. They just allowed that ball to come across and perfectly left by Alibol, and Eze, just a rich vein of form, continues to find the back of the net. Did last week against the Knights. He's done it again here this afternoon.
Of course, 1-0, and that would put them a little bit closer to staying in this league, North Sunshine. And Melbourne Srbija just driving down the line. And of course, Eze as well. His birthday's actually tomorrow, so little early birthday present for him.
Look like they just were just picking up like those monitors for the players, all the tracks, the stats. It was on the field.
Someone's dropped their GPS, but continuing here with Ito. Driving down the line. He's the centre back and manages to get a deflected cross out for a corner. Thought we would miss the rain slightly, looking at the radar, but looks like it's coming heavy. It's 1-0 to the home side and a corner to the visitors in Melbourne Srbija.
You can sense that energy on the bench as well, Ross. That header goes over. It'll be a good goal kick, but a bit of relief, maybe a bit of joy in that early goal in this start of the second half. And as the rain continues just to get even heavier, this is going to be a challenge which Melbourne Srbija need to really upheld, because surely if North Sunshine get one more, it's going to be a game, set, a match.
Yes, of course. That puts them within 2 points of safety. Of course, because of that Langwarren result. But it's through by Melbourne Srbija and saved by Brian. And another chance now, the follow-up. Sent through and cleared it is to Fafano. Elibol. Over to Barras, out wide to Ahmed now. And he can drive and he's taking his time, but still Ahmed from range, deflected into the arms of Hill. And we did mention as well at half-time, players aren't really exerting themselves too much because of the weather, and of course we do know the transfer windows approaching for the NPL and the VPL system, but maybe assume some of these players either coming into the squad or leaving, so probably playing as safe as they can play as player falls over and chested on by Bryant through to Eze, the goal scorer. Lead by player there as Ahmed now has another chance and slots it through to Elibol with the cross, slid it in by Ito and again out for another throw.
There was a question of which Trifonov is just talking over to the referee about the push he thought he felt in that earlier incident, which North Sunshine had an opportunity to go with Alibol. Get that second. Just a matter of passages right now for Melbourne Srbija to try and withstand. Did well in the first half. Alibol this side really working hard. That one misplaced in the end. Smitchan Kim take the throw in for North Sunshine. Down the line. Alibol. It's the layoff. Just giving it away. So it goes back. Jofsky. Lees. He's being chased by Shifa Ahmed. He's done fairly well. Delano Farrow. Archie was down the line. He's cleared out by Aidan Olds.
Yes. just the one goal here at Marissa Reserve, and I think North Sunshine can be content with the result if it remains the way it does. Of course, goal difference isn't particularly an issue for them towards the bottom half of the table. They do sit pretty in that regard, but rain is very much underway as well as the game here. And still 0-0 as well in that game. 1-0 in the game between Lang Warren and Manningham. As sent all the way back to Hill in between the sticks. Now wide to Farrow. Knocked on to there as well. And pushed back out, and it will be a free kick there. Eddie Ball's been told to organise his team as well. There was Damanchi taken down. Over to Ito. Here's Nikolsky. Long ball by Nikolsky. Tries to find Owen Shepherd, but sent all the way through and gone out for Rory Bryan's goal kick. And looks like there will be a player potentially coming on for someone in the near future, as Olds goes to Tennant, finds Eze, finds back to El Hawley and over to Olds, finds Tennant now. He will drive and sends it into Adovic. To Olds, and it's slowing the game down here. North Sunshine, as the rain also slows. Back to Eze. Drive by Eze, finds Ellie Bowl. Back to Eze, and dispossessed he is. Again, El Hawley taken down. There's Kim. Back to Pafano now, and has a chance to drive. The line behind him, he does try the back heel, and over to El Hawley. Quick feet by El Hawley, and socks it all the way across to Barras. Still Barras. Drive by Barras is deflected, but another chance again for a cross in, and over the top of the goalkeeper and the goal, and out for another goal kick. Thankfully the rain stopped a little bit, but
ball back into play by Hill. Melbourne Srbija know that time will be against them in this second half, especially being that one goal down. Positive approach. They're going to maybe look at making some changes here. Sure, North Sunshine will know they want to sit back. They don't want to rest on their laurels. They want to come out and get maybe one more, just to be rest assured that the 3 points stay here at Larissa Reserve tonight. And those meals back at the sheds will taste all so sweet up.
And I think they can take content with the fact that Manningham United just scored against Lang Warren as well. So they do move up to 12th in the league, North Sunshine, just 2 points from safety. Because Lang Warren do sit on equal points with them. So not season over yet for North Sunshine Eagles. There's a player on the floor now. It looks like Barras.
Probably just happy to slow it down a little bit. Tennant now, just playing a quick free kick. Ahmed didn't look ready for that one. It was Connolese who did well. Barras for the nutmeg. Does lose out. Lees. Farrow. Somehow ended it into the feet. Demanchi. Tifanov. This is better from Melbourne Srbija. Winning the ball back. Looking to find a better way forward. That advantage has been played. In Shan Kim, all the way from left back, comes through the centre of the midfield. Shif Ahmed. Oh, the ball roll from Ahmed. It was absolutely exquisite. He's kept the ball. He's done well. Shif Ahmed. Now it's Julian Barras. Cross towards the back. Epifano not going in for that one. Just steps off it. Ball gets cleared. Demanchi trying to challenge. Now, ball back down. Adavic to Barras. El Hooley. All Sunshine finding their passage to keep this ball and frustrate Melbourne Srbija. Ross, that ball over the top now. For Alapol, that's a beautiful first touch. And what a great challenge.
Yeah, I think he's been great today, considering Ito. But, of course, just the one goal against his name today. But I think he's done well with the late challenge to keep him siding a little bit into the game. But Ellie Ball as well. If you're keeping Ellie Ball off the score sheet, you're doing quite well. But looks like it will be a free kick to Serbia. And now a player on the floor, just happy to drag the game down a little bit.
Yeah, Adam Adavic, Ross, he seems to be asking Alabol to make some suggestions for a substitute towards the bench. Potentially. I think it will be a sub, though, from the words we heard.
Yes, it looks like there's a player just taking his tracksuit off, so we'll get confirmation of who that will be.
It's Hayden Cross.
There you go. Hayden Cross to come on, of course, for Madovic.
Solid shift, I'd say.
Yeah. He's done pretty well pulling the strings in that centre of the park as well. You'd think he'd be one of the players in this side that probably moves on from North Sunshine Eagle. I think his ceiling's a little bit higher than VPL 1 potentially, but he's had a pretty good shift regardless. There was confirmation of that. Hayden Cross coming on. Adam Madovic. Cross signed from Manningham as well this season. And it's about half an hour now to make a difference here. Of course, side leads 1-0. And just 35 minutes to play of this game as well. And I think it's also going to be Melbourne Srbija getting ready for another change. And the active supports are loving that shift by their team here. That Larissa reserve. Back to Ito. Over to Niskovski as well. Niskovski. Over now to Bazinski. Finds Salvo centre-back partnership in Parton. Here's Ito now, who's out to that left-hand side. Through to Farrow. Back now to Parton. Through now. Here's Serbia in amongst the middle of the range. I think it looks like potentially number 11 coming off for Melbourne Srbija, but confirmation who for. As a ball sent through, cleared again by El Hawley. Through now to Parton. Here's Brown. Through to Brown again. And locked on forward, and here's Ryan Brown. And Brown's the keeper through across the face of goal, and no one's in the middle there to get on the back of that one. But it's not out of danger yet, as Melbourne Srbija have a chance for a cross. And they do send the ball in, headed on, into the back of the net. And that's 1-0. 1-1. Aaron Baron Bazinski. And 1-1 here. Larissa reserve. And a great header.
It was a beautiful header there by Bazinski. The cross And the warning shots were there. They had the opportunity. Farrow was in the middle, overran the pass initially. And from one end to the other, ball got whipped in beautifully, and Brzezinski's header. No chance there for Rory Bryan. The game back, locked at 1-1. We said there was going to be goals in this one. They've been treated to a good second half so far. I think changes were meant to be made at least, and maybe they've just been held off for just a moment. So the response that Melbourne Srbija needed to conjure up, they found a way. The rain stopped, and now maybe a chance for North Sunshine to get ahead again. As Alabol had left into a bit of space, but Connor Lees was in the position to block off.
And 1-1, of course. Results around the grounds meant that Langwarrin also drawing to Manningham, so the distance between the two teams stays the same, as there's a late challenge there on Shifra Ahmed, and looks like the changes now will just about ready to come on. They were getting ready to come on before, but we were told to sit back down. There's a free kick now for North Sunshine. Should be sent in by Hawley. There's Hawley here, standing over this free kick. Numbers in the box for North Sunshine. Ball sent in, deflected off the wall, and out for a corner kick now.
I think he was struggling a little bit earlier. Hawley was able to beat a one-man wall from there. Seems a bit odd. Maybe there is something going on from there.
Yeah, we'll take the corner now. Sent in, headed on into the arms of Hill. We'll go back the other way now. It goes quickly. All the way over. Cleared by Tennant. And through is... But he's gone through again to Rory Bryan now, who's had a pretty good game despite the result and the goal against him. I think it's a bit difficult to save a header from that range, but credit to him. And now a double change coming on. It will be Melbourne Srbija. Coming on, it's Emilia Rossi and Ben Devine. And coming off is Delana Farrow. And number 11 as well, which was Marcus Demanche. Of course, Emilia Rossi, we do know, is the club's top goal scorer this season. Oh, never mind, it's not Delana Farrow, it's Ryan Brown. Did contribute quite a bit to Melbourne Serbia's goal here. That cross sent into the middle of the park to the head of Brzezinski, but 1-1 here. And Rossi can probably show us why he's the club's top goal scorer, and here he is now. And chance for a cross, goes backwards to his winger and taken down his early ball now, who finds Eze out wide and taken down once again. A free kick. Langwarrin's gone 2-1 up as well, and it's not what you want to hear, but North Sunshine still not out of this game either. Free kick sent in down the line is Epifano, but once again another throw.
That 12th man we were talking about earlier is just trying to play its role, trying to lift that North Sunshine team to find a second and push for those 3 points here this afternoon. It's been somewhat a controlled performance from North Sunshine up until a slight switch off where they've conceded that cross that came back through Brzezinski's header. Now the game has found its moments. Serbia pulled it back. They've pulled it into a position where I think they'll be happy where it's at the moment. But North Sunshine have a corner here. Putting that pressure back on. Eze looked to flick it on. It was cleared out by Farrow. An opportunity to get this one back in. Kim takes the ball. Or touch inward. All the way to Olds. Stayed forward. And into throw in. So he left that one for Kim. And we'll just jump back into position there, Aiden Olds. Ahmed. Almost misplaced, but Kim does enough to keep it in play. Aiden Olds. Just looking for some movement. Goes through the middle. Cross. Tennant now. This is good from North Sunshine. Just moving the ball around. Making that defensive shape work a little from the Serbia defence. And clearance well done in the end by Brzezinski. Now Hawley flicks that one back. Eze was his intended target. Didn't reach him in the end, and now Farrow has a bit of space to explore into. Olds trying to deal with that. That looks like a slip. Olds did well in the end. For the moment, Brzezinski again. That ball in behind. Almost found a way through. And right now, Brzezinski, that player, really starting to shine for Melbourne Srbija as Alabol trying to find a way through 3 or 4. Just was able to win a throw in. Ross starting to find a way back, aren't they, Melbourne Srbija?
I think they've got confidence from that goal, that equaliser. Brzezinski as well, he's had a good little 10 minute period, but just 25 to go of his game as well. And it's still anyone's game, of course. Points are shared, but anything can happen in football, but both teams have the chances to go ahead on multiple occasions as Hill goes to Niskovsky into the middle to Parted, again by Hill. There's Farrow on by Kim, headed by Ahmed. He's taken down the substitute in cross. Off the other way now is Farrow. Here's Rossi. There's Farrow now again. Back to Parton. Sends it long and out is Lease. Another change will come on. And Langwarren as well. 2 goals up against Manningham after leading 1-0. So probably wrapped up the 3 points over there in Langwarren. Back to Kim. And here's Tennant now, and Kim will drive. Here's Ahmed. Shifa Ahmed. Cuts into the middle to Kim. On range and tries to kill it around, but it is deflected out through to Barras. Back to Ito now. Over to Amadi. And through Bufano backwards to Elibol. Out wide to Barras now and across in and cleared but not out of danger. And all the way through to El Hawley and out again for another goal kick. And moment to breathe for Melbourne Srbija a little bit. As another change will come on for North Sunshine. Dion Muftari will come on for, I think that's Shifa Ahmed. Had a pretty good shift today as well down that left-hand side. But Dion Muftari on now.
Muftari most likely going to go central here and then allow Alabol just to stay along that right-hand side. Shifa Ahmed just departs this one. Had the opportunity just before he came off as well to get them ahead. Big block. Have Physio also on. There's Melbourne Srbija. Might just be reduced to 10 men just for the moment. So had a momentary pause. Game still locked at 1-1. If you are tuning in on the Football Victoria YouTube channel, it's been a very entertaining affair between North Sunshine Eagles and Melbourne Srbija. 0-0 at half-time. And then goals, not just raining here, but there's been goals raining in this second half. Goal kick. Underway again. Tennant just sends that one forward. Barras. Sent forward again. Ball laid it back, and Matari trying to press and win that ball back. And Cross, who was met, and then a flag will go up. So the chance was there. Not that it would have mattered because it was saved by Rory Bryant. Quick fruit taken to Kim. And in behind Eze, just putting the thumb up to say that's the ball. Just didn't read it that time. Olds did well. Good win. Mutari seeing his first touch of the afternoon. What can he produce for North Sunshine? He pushed down to the left-hand flank. Eze. It's a nice little 1-2 with Kim. Mahuli look to be clipped, and he'll get a free kick. It's the right decision by the referee in the right position. Rossi, do you agree?
I do. He's had 2 chances this game, 3 chances has Al Hawley, but I don't think he'll be taking this one. There's Nick Amafano standing over it. I think he'll fancy himself for a shot here, but looks like he's lining up for a cross. Also confirmation of a red card over at Manningham as well. Manningham down to 10 men. This would explain the 2 goals they conceded in quick succession, but Nick Apafano here, standing over. And sends it over for the head. It is headed. Down by Matari. And again cleared, but slid in his North Sunshine. And back by Kim to Rory Bryant. And long by Rory Bryant. Ellie Bowles there chasing, but back the other way now. He's now to Olds. To El Hawley. Finds his Atari, but back to goal kick now. And not long left either here.
Took the words out my mouth, Ross. I was about to say about 10 or so minutes left in this second half. Sorry, it's been an entertaining second half. It really has. I've enjoyed it here. I mean, even with the bit of rain we've copped, I must say it's been enjoyable.
Headed on through to Mustari. That's around the first, but taken down on the second, and still in play the ball is. And he's brought down, but looks like a bit of a tussle in the box, and we were expecting this from this game. It's a very fiery fixture, but looks like it. The initial call was Melbourne Srbija free kick, and Leon Muftari just taken down with him. Adam Bavkar has dealt with that very well, I think, but not easy in front of that active support there of North Sunshine. But just having a chat to Hill, the goalkeeper, about the decision being made. the way back with Ito. Down the line is parted over to Ito once again. Slots it through to Rossi. Out wide once again, but Barras knocks it backwards to El Hordi. Over to Brian. And then long once again. Does headed down by Lees, rather. By Tennant. And then here's Barras back the other way. Here's Lees once again taken down, but slipped. And Elibo now with the turn. And just gets his path interrupted and out for another throw. Back the other way is cross over to Farrow. He slips, but back now with Kim. And slot into Eze. Wide to Muhtari. And will strike from range and just wide. And good piece of passage of play there. The link up by Kim onto Eze and then to Muhtari, but goal kick.
All came from that possession lost by Farrow. They came the other way, North Sunshine, and it looked promising too. Muhtari showed that energy as he always has for that North Sunshine badge. Getting involved, that time shot whistling to the near side of that post. But again, we are narrowing down towards those final moments. And again, Melbourne Srbija. And then just Farrow possibly pulling up a bit sore after the previous dribble. Looks like that is pickle juice, which he's holding in his hand while he's still playing. A foul. Muhtari doesn't look too happy about that. Play goes on. Long ball. Olds does that really well. Wins a lot of those headers. Able to keep possession or Sunshine. Good touch and cross, diving in. Isn't able to win the ball back. They go wide to Farrow. What can he do after having a sip of pickle juice? Send it across. Bazinski has been involved in the second half. Found a way to get Melbourne Srbija level. That cross is a bit of a hidden hope, and Rory Bryan has been absolutely taken out there. Looked like Bazinski was a 50-50. It was probably fair to say from the angle we had. We're going to definitely have a decent stoppage with this one. Might take a little bit of time for both those players to recover.
Yeah, he's got his header from a similar region, but again set up by the same player, but someone in the crowd just asked for a red card there, but everyone's got the pickle juices out to reset, but of course looks like it. I think a change should be coming on for Bazinski, but looks like Rory Bryan's back on his feet at least, and now Bazinski now just seeking some extra treatment. And he's up around, but players just lurking around. And as we did mention as well, Delano Farrow's turnover for that free kick and that strike by Muhtari, but he did decide to have a bit of a sip of pickle juice while the game was still going and was a little bit distracted, and ball went past him a little bit, but Bazinski's back on his feet. And someone will be coming on now for Melbourne Srbija and North Sunshine rather. Just 5 to go as well here at Larissa Reserve. I think it's Ahmed Idiom coming on. And also
24, 21. 24?
21. Coming on for Melbourne Srbija is number 6, Thomas Lakic. And of course, replacing the injured Aaron Brzezski. And Idiom will replace Morel Hawley. Rather, it's Carnelli Bowl coming off for Idiom, and pretty much a like-for-like change, but see what he can do.
Time to bring the fresh legs on. We had a decent stoppage now, so you can only imagine that will be added on when we get to that 90th minute. Long ball. Seen a couple of those this afternoon. Barras fighting. Shepherd. Handball for Shouts. Waved away. Maybe Melbourne Srbija. Going the other way. Madom was definitely held back. And it'll be a throw in for North Sunshine. Looks like Brzezinski's afternoon continues.
Yeah, I think it was Delano Farrow that did leave the play, maybe.
Yep. You'll be right there, Ross. Definitely Farrow who came off there. Replaced at right wing by Lakic, and I guess the pickle juice did kick in quick enough, did it?
Of course, midfielder coming on, but still time here to make a difference. One of these substitutes as Olds tries to send the ball through to Eze, and Brzezinski now nods backwards to El Hawley, who stays on the pitch. Through to Kim. And he's Fafano back to Kim, who's still driving. Does have Eze out wide, and he does go to him. Around the first, cut backs to Kim, headed in, and again the second effort by Lees. It's out for another throw. And looks like the fourth official's getting ready the added time board, but you'd assume quite a heavy amount of added time due to that head injury collision. But 4-1 now for Lang Warren as well in that game, so goal difference going very well in their favour there. Turn that 3-goal deficit around, but just 4 points separate them and North Sunshine in the league table. Western United, of course, same amount of points, but just low on goal difference. Just 2 goals separates those two as well. And of course, North Sunshine, the best goal difference of all, with just a -10. As Barras goes out once again, and it will be back to Epifano. Turned by Epifano with a cross in, and cleared by Ito. Again out for another goal kick. And I think that would be the end of substitutes here as well at Larissa Reserve, and almost into additional time as well. Rory Bryan will take this throw, goal kick. And all the way through to Tennant, turned by El Hawley. Still El Hawley. Through to Eze. Sort of through ball through and taken off the floor. It is by Mikovsky. And throw taken quickly down the line to Barras. Cross in. Great save by Hill. And it's picked back up, and fourth official has indicated 6 minutes of added time here at Larissa Reserve, and here's now Melbourne Srbija with a krantz and a through, and that's 2-1 to Melbourne Srbija. In added time, it's Ben Devine, and wow, that's come out of nowhere.
It really has, and it's been that sucker punch of the season for North Sunshine. They've been in winning positions, and again, from being those 3 points coming home, now they're looking to not really get anything from this one. It's going to be frustrating for all those players out there. They have time, they'll need to respond. They don't have a lot of that time. Unfortunately, Ben Devine, for his sake, off the bench and really having the right impact. Serbia have done it again. Just going to push them up towards that table. We said Manningham losing. It's only going to favour Melbourne Srbija if they come away with 3 points here.
It's the first time they've led in this game, of course, as well. And they'll be their unbeaten streak extending to 7 games, but it moves them up to 9th place as well, equal with Brunswick City with a game in hand. And of course, Manningham is within touching distance. They're just a win away from the top 4. Just a win away from Bulleen Lions, of course, are playing today. Melbourne Serbia's game in hand is against North Geelong, which you'd assume they would win, but another chance here now, and Melbourne Srbija strike from range and over the bar.
You feel like they've just grown into this one. North Sunshine, they started better in the first half. They had the more attempts. They looked more promising to get the lead. They eventually did in their second half. And since then, since Bazinski got them level, you just feel Melbourne Srbija have grown in confidence. And they've got that lead now. North Sunshine feeling a little bit deflated at the moment. I mean, we know there's 6 minutes of added time. There's plenty of time still. But
of course, goal difference could come into play as well this season. Of course, with their game in hand, they do still have a 0 goal difference. Brunswick City with a +2, Melbourne Victory with a +9, and Manningham with a -4. So that win against North Geelong, you would assume, would really get them in contention for a playoff spot. Sorry to cut you off, Alex.
No, you're right.
Lots of storylines here on this week.
Yeah, it feels like a mirror image of last season.
Yeah.
If you remember that, they just came out of nowhere and they finished in that top 6. So
just some defensive reassurance coming on for Melbourne Srbija. It's like just Cameron Davies just waiting to come on, and he will be replacing Owen Shepherd, so definitely a defensive change. It's a very safe sub to make, and he won't be in any rush to leave either.
getting that substitute, so it's happened now. Taking a bit off the clock, which I'm sure will probably be added on. Rory Bryant just need to get a bit of a rush on here. You almost just sense even the 12th man's gone a bit quiet, Ross. It's really taking the sting out of him. Aiden Olds has been sent forward, trying to get him behind there. It was given away. Melbourne Srbija just going to try and sit back and keep these 3 points. And a successful afternoon under the lights now at Larissa Reserve. Right to Barras. Can they get one back in? That cross, unfortunately, North Sunshine will cause no havoc whatsoever. Hill plucking that one out. As they say, picking the cherries. Probably the best time of the game. Long ball. Plenty of time and space. Surely at this point, Melbourne Srbija just want to take this to the corner. Inside the cross. Questionable. Rossi. Will he make that decision to do that? He does. It's much more intelligent. Rossi goes to ground. Thought he had been taken a knock. Game does continue to go on. Barras goes wide. Olds through the middle. Makeshift centre half going into midfield. Trying to spur and rally North Sunshine one last time. Ito. Well headed. Now Hayden Tennant sends it wide. No one really in the box. We just want to send players in there and try and whip a ball in here. Eze is met by two. It's forced back. Barras just can't find a way through this brick wall of Melbourne Serbia's defence. Finally does get sent in, and the punch by Hill will do the job for the time being.
And there it is. Full time here at Lewis Reserve. It's the visitors, Melbourne Srbija, with a 2-1 win over North Sunshine Eagles. And look at the patterns of the game, and I think North Sunshine can go away a little bit disappointed with that one.
Yeah, you definitely agree with that, Ross. Especially taking that 1-0 lead, you just felt they weren't far off getting a second potentially. It worked in passages of play, but it was almost they got hit cold with that equaliser. Melbourne Srbija didn't look to create much coming up until that moment. And after that, as I mentioned earlier, just growing confidence. He got that late goal, and from that point, tactically, he just sealed the 3 points.
Well, I've been Ross Papadakis. Been joined today by Alex Tojanovski, and it's been the MPL, the Football Victoria, rather, YouTube channel, VPL 1, round 17. And we'll be back next week with some more Seno MPL men's and women's actions on the MPL Victoria YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere, and have a great rest of your night.